Welcome back. It is the Vegas Take. Sharp and Shapiro rolling out on a Thursday. Glad you could join us. And, boy, there's a lot in the sports world to talk about. We've been talking a little bit of baseball. And it's funny, the NBA season is right around the corner. College basketball season right around the corner. College football in full swing. But what better person to talk to the biggest pop culture sports stories of the day than it is Mike Babcock from TMZ Sports, who joins us every week. Mike, how's it going, my man? How you doing?
What's up, fellas? How are you?
What's up, Mikey?
Doing good, man. So I guess I'm doing better than Daryl Morey is doing right now, the general manager of the Houston Rockets. Let's start with this story because obviously this is a big one. First of all, what do you make of this thing? You guys have done a good job covering it, this situation between NBA and China. What did you make of the press conference that they had and just the story altogether? What do you make of this?
I think it shows you that, cash rules the world, and above anything else, when, an organization, the NBA's money is affected, and we know they gain a lot. They make a lot of money off of China. We know how popular, how important basketball is to the country of China, and I thought it was almost embarrassing to see the NBA just doing anything and everything that they could do to try to smooth this thing over, from everything from having James Harden come out and speak on it to the commissioner hopping on a jet and going over to China to meet with some of the officials over there face to face. I just think it shows you, just how important the money is when it comes to this stuff, and the NBA doesn't want to take that kind of hit. I did think it was kind of ironic that you have a lot of guys who are, when it comes to American politics, they will inject themselves. Any issue doesn't matter. They'll talk on it, but you're not hearing many guys speak out when it comes to China. So I guess, the wokeness is very prevalent in the United States, but not when it comes to foreign issues.
So Dennis Rodman now is involved with this story. What can you tell us about this?
Yeah, Dennis Rodman posted the video, and he was calling on the NBA to get him a flight on a jet and get him over there to China. Ambassador Rodman, he called himself, and he held up, just in case you forgot that he has a couple powerful friends, he held up two photos, one with him and Kim Jong-un and another with him and President Trump, to remind you, if you forgot, that he is friends with a couple world leaders.
I didn't forget Dennis.
No, now Steve Kerr's involved in this. Steve Kerr's involved in this as well. Now he was asked about it, and Donald Trump now attacking Steve Kerr. What can you tell us about this? This is just insane.
It kind of goes back to what I was just saying. Steve Kerr is one of those guys who likes to comment on politics, and he likes to take shots at President Trump. And Steve Kerr was asked earlier this week about the situation in China, and he kind of hemmed and hawed and didn't really give an answer, didn't take any type of stand on the situation, and apparently President Trump was paying attention to Steve Kerr's preseason press conference, and I saw that Steve Kerr didn't answer the question, and Donald Trump said that he looked like a scared little boy up there when he was asked about the Chinese NBA situation, and so it's just a little gratuitous shot by the president at somebody who is a big critic of his.
Well, the NBA's got a major TV deal. It's like, $13.5 billion, and apparently
an incredible amount of money.
A quarter of that is attributed to China, something along those lines?
Right. So it's so much money. Just look at how many people there are in China, the prospective customers, and they love basketball. And I think it was particularly bad luck for the NBA that this was the Rockets general manager, because the Rockets, I think it's fair to say, are the most popular team in China because, of course, Yao Ming spent his entire career with the Houston Rockets. So all of their games, not a game here and there, all of their games are broadcast in China, and they have a lot of fans there. So I think it was particularly hurtful from the NBA standpoint that it was Daryl Morey and that it was the Houston Rockets that this controversy involved.
Okay, so the Atlanta Braves are forced to remove foam tomahawks from Game 5 against the St. Louis Cardinals because of Ryan Helsley, who was a Native American who made a complaint about it. And they go out and they give up the worst first inning in postseason history. What are your thoughts on that?
Coincidence? I think not. All their power was wrapped up in those foam fingers, and when they were taken away, they give up 10 runs. It was pathetic. That was incredible. I couldn't even believe my eyes. But look, this is, when it comes to the Braves, when it comes to the Washington Redskins, these are issues, obviously, that we've been talking about for a long time now, and are these names insensitive? And I actually give the Braves credit when there's somebody who actually say, hey, this is my heritage, and I don't think this is right, and for them to act pretty quickly, take a little bit of a financial loss here by not giving these foam tomahawks out. I give them credit for being kind of cognizant of somebody else's feelings.
So being very PC.
Yeah. So speaking of
It is, but hey, I mean that's the world we live in, right?
Right.
Yep. So speaking of not giving someone credit, that would be Clayton Kershaw. We have a little audio. As you know, Clayton Kershaw comes into the game, gives up 2 solo shots on 2 pitches, and inevitably the Dodgers lose the baseball game. Certainly you have to put a lot of that responsibility on Kershaw. So here's what some of the comments that he made after the game.
There's no excuses. Just didn't make pitches and got hit over the fence twice.
Sorry, did you know you were coming in that moment? Because we saw Maeda warming up too.
There was a couple different scenario situations, but yeah, I mean, once Turner got on, I knew I had him.
Which part of the stretch?
I just warmed up out of the stretch because I figured I might come out and drive on base, so that was the way I warmed up.
All right, so there you go. Kershaw, in his own words, not a happy camper. Now, you guys have a story up, Mike, of apparently people are running over Kershaw's jersey right outside of Dodger Stadium. Talk to me a little bit about this.
The stadium, right? You had people ripping off their jerseys and putting them on the pavement, and people running over the jerseys. I think that's how upset and beside themselves the Los Angeles Dodgers fans are with Clayton Kershaw destroying the jerseys that they actually wore to the game. It's mind-blowing to think about that. This guy is, I don't know if there's even much of an argument. I mean, I think he's the best pitcher of his generation. 3 Cy Youngs, is dominant in the regular season, but that his legacy is one of somebody who time in, time again collapsed in the postseason. And he stood up there and he admitted it and he said it. I don't know if there's anything else he could have said, but clearly, it's postseason. It's the playoffs that matter. And a Dodger fan, as much as he's done for them during the regular season, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. They want to win. They want to win a World Series, and to lose in the first round when the people thought they were going to win the World Series this year, and to have your starter, superstar pitcher give it up is it's killing these Dodger fans.
I actually feel so bad for Clayton Kershaw.
Me too.
I mean, he's a good guy. He's a family guy. He's been literally dominant in Major League Baseball during the regular season for the better part of 12 years.
Yeah.
The stark comparison between his.
I'm just watching a show the other day about how he goes over to Africa with his wife.
Oh my God! Yeah,
he's doing all this stuff for kids, and the kids love him. They're all hanging on him. And then the next day, he's after he gives up those 2 home runs, to see him sitting on the bench in the dugout,
just
all alone.
Dejected. I mean, this guy's making $27 million a year just from salary, probably another 10 in endorsements. But I think one of the reasons why he isn't good in October is because with his windup, he has that double clutch, and I think his age and his back problems and that double clutch, and towards the end of the year, he just it comes down to fatigue. But the question is Clayton Kershaw the worst postseason pitcher in MLB history? What do you think?
I mean, we've seen other great pitchers struggle in the postseason, but I would say, and without having the benefit of going back and really thinking about this, but for somebody who is so great, dominant, and overpowering in the regular season, I think that's definitely the biggest drop-off. That we've seen guys suck in the playoffs, but they're not good in the regular season. But for somebody who is an all-time great, a legend, a lock Hall of Famer, I think he is. I think he is. I don't know what it is, and his stuff isn't what it used to be. But it's not like this is a problem that's just started last night. This is something that he's been dealing with his entire career. So good stuff, bad stuff, mediocre stuff. He just can't get people out. It's fascinating to me why some guys can accept they don't have great stuff. Tanaka, if he's okay during the regular season, excels in the playoffs. And when you have someone like Clayton Kershaw, all-time great, can't get it done in the postseason. It's fascinating.
So 2 weeks ago, Errol Spence beats Sean Porter in what I would consider one of the best fights in the last 2 years. Last night, he crashes his Ferrari. He's in the ICU, and apparently he might get a DWI. What are you hearing about this, Mike?
Yeah, and if you guys haven't seen this video, we just actually posted video of the crash. It's a surveillance video. He is in a Ferrari last night at 2:46 a.m. in Dallas, coming around a curve on a little side street, hits a median, and the car flipped over, flipped, tumbling. It's insane. I couldn't do it justice. It flipped at least 5 times, ejected from the car, guys. Rushed over to the hospital. Somehow he is, from everything I've been told, talked to people close to him, he was hurt, but he is going to survive. There's no risk here that he's going to pass away from these injuries. Suffered some injuries, some cracked teeth and stuff, but much lesser than you would think would have happened to him once you watch this crash. But there is some thought, there's some speculation that there may have been alcohol involved, and of course, I think that's always, where your mind goes when it's a crash at 3 a.m. But they took his blood at the hospital, so we'll find out. We'll obviously keep on top of that, and when they release the blood alcohol content, we'll have that. But that is something that police are looking at. But hey, if he gets a DUI, don't drink and drive. But this guy probably should be dead, and he's not. So I think we're fortunate for that.
Well, Mike, always appreciate it when you take some time to join us, my friend. I know this China NBA story will not go away, so you'll give us an update.
No, it won't. We'll be talking about it next week.
Absolutely. All right, Mike, always appreciate it, man. Have a fantastic weekend. We'll catch up to you next week, okay?
You too, guys.
All right, there you go.
Thanks a lot, Mikey.
Mike Babcock, TMZ Sports. By the way, I do want to make this announcement again, and then I'll have some prizes to give away, some more prizes in the next segment. But one of my favorite bands since I was a teenager, so I'm kind of giddy about it. I'm happy about it. One of the biggest bands ever to come out of Canada, Our Lady Peace. They're going to be not only coming in studio tomorrow doing an interview, because they have a show at the Hard Rock at the Joint with Bush and Live tomorrow night, but they're also going to be doing a private acoustic Vegas Take performance for our listeners. So it's going to be tomorrow at noon. If you would like to join us for that private acoustic performance, we will take the first 5 callers right now, and you can bring a guest. That number to call if you'd like to be a part of this and show up tomorrow, 257-5396. Again, that number to call right now if you want to be a part of it and bring a guest and see a private acoustic performance, meet and greet with the guys from Our Lady Peace right here at the station. We're located around the Durango Sahara area. The number to call is 257-5396. And if you call right now, we'll get you in there to see this private acoustic performance. Pretty cool stuff because they're going to be performing in front of 8,000 people tomorrow night. But you get to see it in a very intimate setting here at the radio station. So give us a buzz, 257-5396. Right now, you will be able to bring a guest and yourself and join us for a private acoustic performance, Our Lady Peace. Again, that number, 257-5396. All right, we're going to take a quick break. And we'll be back into this. And when we come back, obviously, we're going to have some more prizes to give away, as we always like to take care of our listeners here on the Vegas Take. And I also kind of want to preview a little bit of the baseball playoffs moving forward now with J.D. Sharp, our sports handicapping expert. Our producer is wearing an Altuve jersey. Steiner bet a little bit of money on the Houston Astros today. So without any bias, we want to break down Major League Baseball for you.
Minus 270 or minus 145?
We'll talk about that.
Okay,
we'll talk about that when we come back. And again, if you want to join us for Our Lady Peace, just give us a buzz right now, 257-5396. We will get you in tomorrow. We'll be back right after this. You're listening to the Vegas Take right here on the all-new 101.5 FM, 720 AM, KDON.